Welcome to TCTV. I'm Avon Milton.
And I'm Leslie Myrick.
And here's your news for today.
A Costa Rica cruises ship with more than 1,000 people on board is adrift in the Indian Ocean after a fire. The ship was sailing from Madagascar to the Seychelles Islands early Monday when a fire broke out in the electronic generator room. Firefighters and fire suppression systems on the ship extinguished the blaze. And no one was injured on the incident, but the ship has been without propulsion since the fire took place. Italian Coast Guard officials say a large French fishing boat could be the first vessel to reach the stricken cruise liner. Officials say the cruise liner should be safely docked by the end of the week.
At least 138 people were killed Monday across Syria, including 64 who died in a horrifying massacre at a checkpoint in Homs province, opposition activists said. Reporters said security members and thugs kidnapped the women among them, the network said in a statement. Residents found 47 corpses in one area and 17 in a second one.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is poised to go to war with the United States and South Korea. According to KCNA News Agency, North Korea has hundreds of thousands of troops ready for war and armed with nuclear equipment. The international community has been negotiating with North Korea for years in hopes of ending their nuclear program. However, the death of former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il has hampered with any progress made in past negotiations.
Parents who want access to text messages sent to and from their children's phone currently need a court order to compel a cell phone company to provide it, even if the parent pays the bill. A state law is being proposed in Arizona and could be the first in the nation to change that. Republican State Senate Rich Crandall, who has 6 daughters, has proposed a law to require cell phone companies to offer Arizona parents access to their minors' children's text messages. Here's the entertainment with Leslie.
Thanks, Avon. I'm currently filling in for Jordan Lang today, so deal with me, guys. Anne Stain, who co-created the Bernstein Bears with her husband Stan, has passed away from a stroke. The 88-year-old children's book author died in her Pennsylvania home on February 24th, a day after suffering a major stroke. The author published her first Bears book in 1962. The new real-life movie act of Valor is an opening day blockbuster at the movies. The heart-pumping action movie is being called one of the best movies of the year so far, and the highest-grossing military movie in the opening week at the box office. In the first week of the show, the Navy SEALs movie has brought in over $27 million. In entertainment news, the popular television show The Office may be losing their new boss, James Spader. Sources confirm that the Spader will not be returning after this current season. So what's next for the offbeat comedy show? Does this spell doom, or will they bounce back with something even better? Now back to the news with Avon.
This past weekend was very tragic for a family in California. Police say 10-year-old Joanna Ramos, a 5th grader of Willard Elementary School in Long Beach, died after getting into a fight after school Friday afternoon. She soon later died from blunt force trauma to the head. She died after doctors conducted surgery to repair a blood clot in her brain. Police say that the fight lasted no more than a minute, and witnesses say that the girls were fighting over a boy. No arrests have been done.
A teen gunman opened fire at Chardon High School around 7 a.m. this Monday morning in the cafeteria while students were eating breakfast. The gunman fled from the school and turned himself in into bystanders about a mile away. The gunman's name was T.J. Lane.
The Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity at Youngstown State University has been suspended for 15 years after a student has been beaten during a hazing activity. The decision was handed down from the Student Judicial Board on Monday afternoon. Now for the sports with Sorrell.
Well, thanks, guys. Now it's time for the real show to get started with the sports. The Pittsburgh Penguins general manager Ray Shero predicted on Sunday that he would not likely make any deals before the trade deadline, and he did not. In a characteristically quiet day around the NHL, the Penguins aren't believed to make any close deals, and the rumors were popped up throughout the day, as they usually do when the trade deadline is near. But like many of their rivals in the Eastern Conference, the Penguins opted against the move. The NBA held its annual All-Star Weekend this past weekend in beautiful Orlando, Florida. The action kicked off on Friday with the Rising Stars Challenge. The teams were coached and drafted by two former NBA greats. Team Chuck, coached by Charles Barkley, defeated Team Shaq, coached by Shaquille O'Neal, with a final score being 145 to 133. Cavs rookie Kyrie Irving dominated the entire game, going 8 for 8 in three-point attempts on his game-high 34 points and the MVP of the game. A pair of new faces stole the titles away in the first in the skills challenge. Tony Parker won the competition. In the three-point contest, power forward Kevin Love won, defeating James Jones of the Miami Heat. And in the slam dunk contest, it was full of first-time competitors. All four participants were rookies to the event. Chase Budinger, Jeremy Evans, Paul George, and Derek Williams took part in this fan-favorite event, where this year there were no judges and the decision was left to America's votes. America voted Jeremy Evans of the Utah Jazz the winner of the 2012 Slam Dunk Contest. And Sunday, February 26th, wrapped up the weekend with the actual game itself. The game included 30 dunks total and 301 total points. However, it was the West coming on top for the second straight year with a close 152 to 149 victory over the East. Kobe Bryant became the number one scorer in All-Star Game history, surpassing Michael Jordan, and LeBron James led the way for the East with 36 points, went 3 for 6 with three-pointers, and Kevin Durant for the West just proved to be a little bit too much for the East Coast All-Stars, as Durant scored 36, adding 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals, and earned the most valuable player in the game. The game was sealed late when Blake Griffin stole a pass from LeBron James, giving the West the 3-point victory. The Daytona 500 was postponed to rain on Sunday. Although there have been many delays in NASCAR races over the years, this is the first time in 54 years that the Daytona 500 was either delayed or canceled. The drivers were expected to start racing noon, but were pushed back even further until 7 p.m. when Matt Kenseth won the long race after many events happened throughout the race. Most anticipated tournament of the year is underway. March Madness is almost here, and the first games for this action-packed NCAA tournament will be held March 13th and should end on April 2nd. Corey Brown, a senior wrestler and a criminal justice major from Greenville, PA, became the 5th Tomcat wrestler to earn 100 career victories on Saturday, finishing 3-0 and helping the Tomcats to a 3-0 dual meet mark at Case Western Reserve's annual SI Ostrich meet. He improved 102-24 overall and 32-1 this season, earning a 22-9 major decision against RIT's Dan Houghton, registering a pinfall victory over Case Western's Frank Hu, and posting a 21-7 major decision victory over Patrick McKernan of Muskegum. Brown, the 3rd Tomcat wrestler to hit the century mark under Coach Thurber, joins Kyle Brown and Corey Murphy. He is currently listed 2nd in the nation at 133, according to the National Wrestling Coaches Association individual rankings. Women's lacrosse has been preparing for days and has finally come. Thiel College will be hosting its first ever women's lacrosse game on Tuesday, February 28th. First-year head coach Katie Robbins and a young lacrosse team have been showing great enthusiasm as they promote their first Thiel performance by word of mouth and campaigning to social networking. The Tomcats promise not to disappoint. Now back to the other people that do the news. Forget them.
Thanks, Sorrel. There's a call to action in Greenville. It seems that at the heart of the city there is a rail car plant which has since became a problem for the community. Residents gathered at Thiel College pushing that the process be sped up. Due to the environmental issues the plant has caused, the land is worthless. The residents of Greenville don't want to wait another 6 years before something is done.
It's Pride Week here at Thiel College. Pride Week is the celebration of the diversity of the gay, bisexual, transgender, and lesbian community and the struggle for equality. Pride celebrations are held in cities all around the world and are usually held during the summer months, typically consisting of parades and drag shows. This will be the second Pride Week Thiel has held, comprising of a drag show held on Monday and the showing of the Laramie Project in the LHR yesterday, and concluding the week's Pride events on Saturday with a masquerade party in the LHR.
Thiel's Wire Sampson Art Gallery will showcase Kevin McClatchy seeing abstractly, painting and works on paper. The gallery is open to the public from February 29th to April 4th. Kevin said he finds that nature is a great source to use as a metaphor for his spiritual and poetic concerns. The opening reception is Wednesday, February 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Wire Sampson Gallery, located in the Howard Miller Student Center.
Now let's go to the weather with Shayla Cummins.
Hi, I'm Shayla with the weather. It's warming up. It's 36 in Chicago, 59 in Atlanta, and 43 in New York. Now here in Greenville, it's 35, even though it feels a little bit warmer outside. But the wind chill is 32. Now for radar, it's very clear. Nothing's coming our way, so go outside and have some fun. On to our highs. It's in the mid 30s, higher 30s, so maybe even the 40s if you get lucky. So go out, have some fun, have a picnic in the night day, take your girl out. At night, it's gonna be chilly, so bundle up, bring a jacket, whatever y'all like to do at night. Just stay warm, don't get sick. And now for our 7-day forecast. It's warming up. We're gonna have a chance of snow on Sunday, but besides that, have a beautiful weekend. And I am Shayla with the weather. Now back to the news desk.
Marine Cove resident Robert George found himself taking an unexpected swim this past week. Located in a Chicago suburb, George's house is located near Third Lake, where kids usually find themselves playing on the ice this time of year. When George's kids ran into the house frantically, saying someone fell through the ice, George went into sudden rescue mode. Before his arrival to the pond, other residents tried to throw a rope to the kids to save them, but were unsuccessful. Once there, he leaped into the pond to save the 4 youth that were stranded. The kids aged from ages 12 to 16 and were all rescued and are now safe. Thank God he saved those kids.
Thank goodness you can swim, Robert George.
Good job. All right, thanks for watching. This is TCTV. I'm Leslie Myrick.
And I'm Avon Milton.
Have a good evening.